Alright, guys, let's do a little test run this morning and kind of give y'all a little bit of an idea of what kind of channel this will be if I'm to stay on here doing this. I'm almost halfway to the goal number of comments on that other video, my last video. So we, I mean, we'll see if I reach the number. That's just the number I've got. That's what I want to continue doing this. But right up front, I want to just put it out there. I'm not bragging in no way whatsoever, because yeah, it surprised me as much as anybody else. But when I went back to school in my 30s to get my GED, because like an idiot I quit school in high school, just wasn't good at school. I was more hands-on kind of learner, and school was just really hard for me. But I went back and got my GED. It was just something I wanted. It was a goal for myself that I set. I swore I was going to go back and get my GED just for me, for nobody else, just for me. And when I did, there was it took me 4 months of studying to be able to get my GED. And when I got my test results back with my GED, my diploma, social studies was my absolute best scores. And I tested at having two or 3 years college level in social studies. That's just what the scores say. And the only reason I can think of is because I'm always studying people in real life to get a feel for who they are, and if I want to be anywhere around them, have anything to do with them. I try to learn how to read people and pick up on future issues that that particular person may or may not cause in the future if I hang around with them. So I got to where I would say things to a certain person if I had questions about them. I would say something to somebody and see how long it took for it to come back to me. And that be the only person you tell that particular thing. And sure enough, that stuff come back to you 9 out of 10 times. Well, with that said, in this community, there's a few of those people that I know of. There's like 3 or 4 of them that likes to stir crap in the shadows in their own little private gatherings where they get together and hang out and talk trash about others. And I know this because, I mean, I've been in that sort of situation. And there's one thing about it, though. I will never say anything behind anybody's back that I can't discuss with you to your face. Sit down and have a conversation with you about that with you. That's just the way it is. But a lot of that goes on, guys. I just want you to be aware of that. I know of one who thinks they're being sneaky and actually do some pretty cold-blooded stuff. Way I see it, I ain't talking about in the literal evil, or some may consider it evil. I'm not going off into all of that. This new format ain't my purpose to just call out individuals unless they make me call them out. I'm just giving you guys, to you, it's just a scenario. To me, I've saw it with my own eyes. I don't do the whole hearsay thing. I have to see some receipts before I believe it. Show me the money. But here's squirrel moment. The Bible, it says, remember when they hate you, they hated me first. That's a quote from the Bible from Jesus. Another one. All things done in darkness will be brought to light in the final days. don't ask right now for specific scripture, because I'll have to get with my mom. You don't argue with my mom on the Bible at all, because the woman knows it. And I've spoke to her and asked her if I come up with a situation, if she can look up the scripture or right off the top of her head. Most of it, she can almost tell you everything right off the top of her head. But she agreed she would help me out if I needed scripture to where you people can go look for yourselves in the Bible and find it. And I know this is going to be all over the place. I don't know where this new format will be going. I don't know where I'm going from minute to minute because of my squirrel brain. But I brought that up about my test scores in social studies in hopes that some people will quit talking to me like I'm some idiot, like I'm stupid. Just because I talk slow don't make me stupid. With that said, let's give an update on this cluster that I have created for myself, putting this engine in this car. As you can see, I had to open my hood back up. No way around it. I shaved the bottom off of that hat. Shaved it off. I shaved the top of the intake plenum down. Come on, focus for me. I shaved the top of the plenum down on the intake, and that thing still shoves up. The hat still sticks up through that hole in that hood. There's just nothing I can do. It had to be opened back up. And if you notice, I decided I might ought to go ahead and mock up my Pro Charger. And you can see what I ended up having to do. I had to cut a hole out in the side to make this thing go in there and sit where it's supposed to sit. If you notice, it's pretty lined up in the center. It's pretty close to dead on right there. And it's just what had to be done. I'm seeing another possible issue. When the hat is on top of the carburetor, the charge tube that runs from the hat over to the Pro Charger, it looks like the Pro Charger sits a little too far back. And the charge tube will not line up with the hat on the carburetor. It's looking like I may end up having to do some spacers of a sorts. Okay, once I get the Pro Charger spaced and get the charge pipe lining up and with the blower hat on and all of that. Get all that settled. Okay, I still got a belt and pulley set up that's got to go over, so there's a potential issue there. I'll just have to wait. I'll have to do some further mock-up to see. This is the first time I've actually mocked up an engine, but this far before I've painted it and started to putting together and stuff. This is a engine that I've never dealt with before. I've always wanted to build a few engines like this. Ford, Chevrolet, it don't matter. I'd love to have some LS engines with, and small block Chevrolets, big block Chevrolets with that particular kind of supercharger. It's a learning experience for me, to say the least. I'm learning as I go with this one. And I don't know if any of you picked up on it. I haven't spoke to Matthew and bothered him about asking him about it or anything, but I'm pretty sure this engine was printed in 1/25th scale. And if you'll notice, I don't know, it kind of looks like a small block in this 1/24th scale car. It just comes up looking a little bit small in the 1/24th scale car. The engine is for 1/24th or 1/25th scale. You can see right here on the bag. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But just the way my eyesight works, when it works, halfway right. To me, it just kind of looks like a small block, but I still love that engine. I really do. And to me, it looks good in this car. And that's why I'm doing a lot of things that I really didn't want to do to make it happen in this car. And there's something else. This engine came with instructions, which I was just absolutely so thankful for, because this setup is a little intimidating. They little bitty parts that you got to deal with, and this being my first time dealing with this sort of engine, I have no previous knowledge in the real world of these engines or in the model world with these kind of engines. So this one was new to me. But I really wanted to do it on camera to show you guys how I did that. Shaving the intake and the bottom of that blower hat, and even cutting the hole in the firewall, because with 3D printed resin, it ain't like cutting plastic. I'll tell you now. You have to be a lot more careful. And as you can see how that looks there. I'll have to come back and do some rebuilding back in where these tubes are, because that's going to drive me nuts if I don't. It'll mostly be hid behind the wheel once the car's together, but there's some things that I'm just kind of anal about. It just, some things bother me, some things don't. Just like with anything else. And I am my own worst enemy. Just the facts. I cause myself so much more work, and most things I end up doing the hard way for whatever reason. There's tools out there I know that would probably make my job easier on what I'm doing, but I'm on a fixed income and I deal with it, and deal with it how I have to deal with stuff. If it's the hard way, so be it. I've not been one to take the easy way out on most things. But yeah, I've touched on a few things here. I know there's still going to be feathers ruffled, people going to get butt hurt if I continue doing this channel the way I want to do it. There's just going to be butt hurt. There is, because people's going to, whether I call out names or not, people are going to get ticked off at what I got to say. And it's just my opinion. And I know I've read a bunch of comments on my last video. Read a bunch of comments, and I see a whole lot of people out there that gets it, and you guys are in this for the right reasons. And I'm so proud of you guys who are subscribed to me. I don't want any shady people getting anything from my channel. I don't want to get anything from them. But I'm proud of you guys. Just seeing what I've saw so far, the interaction that I was speaking of. I want to get to know who my subscribers are, what they're about, and the ones who have contributed comments on that last video, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because I have got some of the best subscribers out there. I do. You guys seem to get it from what I can see. And I'm thankful for you. I really am. People like you are the reasons I have been doing this. And the reason I'm trying to continue to do it. It's for those like you. I'm not doing any of this to stir drama. I'm not. I know it's going to. But it's not me going to be stirring the drama. I'm just going to point out and ask questions. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about that? I'm not calling a name. I'm not doing it unless they force me. And like I said, there's gonna be butthurt. But you know what? They make creams for that. I think they've got Preparation H, and they've got some other things for that kind of situation. Because like I said, I just don't care about all of this unnecessary crap that people are doing to each other. It's silly, childish, and just sad. And yeah, oh, and a tip. See, I had a squirrel moment, and I forgot to tell you what I was going to tell you about dealing with this 3D printed resin. And do not try to use a Dremel blade to try to cut this out. In situations where it's like that, I took my pen vise and this drill bit. I had my marks with a pencil drawn a square, and I started drilling holes in each corner, and then started coming in between those holes drilling more holes until I got just thin pieces still holding the piece in. And then I came back. This is a photo etch saw blade. Those things are fragile themselves, but I don't know if this thing will focus enough for you to see or not, but it's a saw blade. And I just came in and started sawing the little pieces until I got it all cut out. And then I came back with these sanding sticks that you get up at Hobby Lobby, and just came in and started cleaning up the lines, straightening it up, cleaning it all up. And I'm going to come back and lay a flat piece of evergreen in here on the outside, flat up against there, to fill in the hole, because all I needed was to open it up to clear the Pro Charger. That's all the space I needed, was the thickness of that resin. So I can put that plate in, and then just kind of whatever I choose to reconnect my bars, or make it look like they're reconnected. That's what I'll do. And I tell you straight up, guys, I'm harder on myself than anybody else is hard on me. It's just me. I've got a goal that I'm working towards in my model car building. And guys like Rusty Rotors taught me a lot of stuff while I've watched him. I've had to watch long videos to learn the stuff that I needed to learn for me to reach my own personal goal. And I feel like I have a solid 99% of the knowledge that I need to reach my goal, but I've got to work on my own skills now. I've got to practice. I've got to play around with stuff until I see I've seen Rusty Rotors work in person. We're individuals. We're both kind of detail oriented. That's what we like to do. He carries his stuff a lot further than me, but I'm if I can get my skills at Rusty Rotor's, close to Rusty Rotor's level, I will have reached my goal with where I want my skills to be with my builds. And I can honestly tell you, 5-10 minute videos, scrolling through, watching 4-5 minutes of it, I can't wrap my brain around how you can do it. I just don't. But I could just build my models and do a whole ta-da moment. Here it is. This is what I built. But I know that some of you out there are actually in this for the right reasons and want to learn, and I'm doing my best to be able to just share what little knowledge I have. Bottom line, that's it. But this is just a trial run video. I'm gonna try to hold off on doing any more until I get that 100 comments on my last video. And I've noticed something else. My video that started all of this in motion got 800 and something views. Everybody loves to hear some drama. Go to my homepage and tap videos and then look at the views and how long it took to get those views and everything. It's half. I don't know if it's something to do with the algorithm. I don't know. I know that my channel's been messed with by YouTube, algorithm or whatever. Whoever the forces that be. But I know a lot of people get discouraged seeing their channels not get what they want from it. I'm not a numbers guy, really. If I'm helping, if I know for a fact, well, if I see evidence that I'm helping at least 100 people, I'm seriously going to keep continuing to try to do this and carry this new format. And I'm I'm kind of hoping come spring that I'm going to move my workshop here into a bigger room to where I can set things up and at least try to do a better quality video. I can tell you now, I'm not smart enough to edit and put together fancy videos. Some of these guys out here has got some of the coolest videos. I wish I could. I wish I was that good with technology and all of that. I'm not jealous, because I think jealousy is the most useless thing anybody can possibly be. It just is. But I will try to give this a shot. But I'm continuously thinking of ways that things that I might be able to do to try to make this a little less painful listening to me speak, because I've never been good at it and people has misunderstood me all of my life. But anyway, that's all I've got for you right now. I'm just going to continue to work on this thing, and hope you guys have a good one. And just know that I really do appreciate you.